So the Sharks played the division rival Vancouver Canucks tonight and lost in overtime by a final score of 4-3. The Canucks, obviously, like us, have been struggling this season, but they've found a little bit of life lately, and they beat us 4-3. I mean, this was a very exciting game. It was sort of back and forth. The Sharks and Canucks each had 2 goals apiece in the third period, but the Sharks didn't play that good in overtime, and then, of course, allowing that goal. The Sharks had Kaapo Kähkönen in net. He didn't do that well. He had 80% save percentage, saving 16 of 20 shots. And it's the kind of thing where, like, if you're only getting shot on 20 times, which really isn't that much, that many shots, you should be saving more than 80%, I think. The Canucks had Thatcher Demko, the California native. He had a pretty good game, 32 of 35. So, yeah, going into this game in the first period, Kyle Burroughs scored for the Canucks. And that was about 8 minutes into the game, putting them up 1-0. And yeah, sort of just poor placement. It was off the face-off a little bit, and the Canucks go up 1-0. Then in the second period, the Sharks would later tie this game up. Luke Kunin scored for San Jose. Erik Karlsson, his passing is insane. I mean, Erik Karlsson is having a crazy season, and this assist was great. And the Sharks tied the game up at 1. Yeah, good goal for Kunin. It sort of got batted up in the air. Going to the third period, like I said, each team had 2 goals apiece. The Sharks got a goal from Logan Couture, the captain. They go up 2-1. But then Ilya Mikheyev ties the game once again for the Canucks. And that's about halfway through the third, making it 1-1. Then Elias Pettersson scores for the Canucks, putting them up 3-2. And then Luke Kunin gets his second goal of the game. Kunin looked really good in this game, and another really good pass from Karlsson. And so, yeah, made it 3-3. And then in overtime, Andrei Kuzemko gives the Canucks the win. Terrible defense for the Sharks. It's just a wide open breakaway. Nothing Kähkönen can do. And so they win by a final score 4-3, like I said. The Sharks, playing a division rival, and you look at the standings, both teams towards the bottom. Of course, in our division, it's the Ducks that are last place, but the Canucks and Sharks, before this game ended, were only separated by a couple of points. And so, yeah, the Sharks just lose even more, and it's hard to watch. It looks like James Reimer, judging that his playing time has been reduced lately, that he's, I feel like he's a little bit banged up, probably a little bit exhausted. And Kaapo Kähkönen has sort of been, and I got to give him credit. He's been, playing really solid. I'm not going to say pretty good or pretty bad, just solid in net. And so, I don't really put the blame on him. He got us to overtime at the end of the day. But the Sharks defense really sold in overtime, and their offense didn't do anything in overtime really at all. So yeah, it's 4-3 Canucks. Looking for the Sharks, they're going to play some more Canadian teams. Canadiens, Maple Leafs, and Senators all in a row, and all those will be on the road. And that should be a pretty interesting road trip. Played the Maple Leafs earlier this year and beat them. Of course, played the Senators just a few days ago and beat them. So a few teams here that we're very much capable of beating. As for the standings, we remain low in the standings, but of course, we're not separated that far back from a team like the Oilers, only 2 wins back, which is really funny and just goes to show kind of how weak everyone below the bottom 3 in our division is. But that's going to do it, guys. The Sharks lose the Vancouver Canucks 4-3 in overtime. So let me know your guys' thoughts. I'll see you guys later, and yeah, go Sharks.